In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. You remember Jesus said, I don't do anything of my own initiative. In fact, I can't do anything unless the Father is the one doing it through me. If I see him doing it, okay, then I can do it. Well, he just fed 4,000 people, but it wasn't him doing it. It was the Father feeding them through Jesus. And that's how we walk too. We can't do anything of our own ability, but with him, all things are possible to him who believes. Well, today we're in Mark chapter 8, and I'm going to read verses 9 through 13, and Jesus gives a hard time to the Pharisees. Here's what he says. Immediately, Jesus entered a boat and his disciples and came to the district of Dalmatia. The Pharisees came out and began to argue with Jesus, seeking from him a sign from heaven to test him. Well, sighing deeply in his spirit, because you guys are doing everything you can to try to discredit me, and here you are again trying to test me. So he sighed deeply in his spirit, why does this generation seek for a sign? Truly I say to you, no sign will be given to this generation. And then leaving them, he again embarked and went away to the other side. Well, apparently Mark didn't get the fullness of what Jesus said, because if we look at the same story in Matthew, Jesus replied this way, you evil and adulterous generation, you crave for a sign, and yet no sign will be given to you. Now here's what Matthew heard that apparently Mark did not, except for the sign of Jonah, the prophet. Well, I can't take the time to teach the whole story of Jonah, but I will tell you that in that story, Jonah himself had great humility. There were many heathen people that converted. The people of Nineveh repented and came to the Lord and trusted God. And, of course, the big thing, Jonah was in the belly of a whale for 3 days and 3 nights. Well, Jesus said that. If you read the Matthew account, we're in Matthew 12, and I'm giving you verse 39 and now verse 40. Just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a sea monster, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. And you know that was the case. Verse 41, the men of Nineveh will stand up with this generation at the judgment and will condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonah. And behold, something greater than Jonah is here. So, we see the Pharisees are trying to test Jesus, and Jesus is saying, guys, just like Nineveh repented, you should be repenting. But instead, you're trying to test me. You're trying to prove me a fraud, and you're not going to be able to do that, because I'm the real thing. And just like Jonah raised from the dead after 3 days and 3 nights, I'm going to do the same thing. Well, God bless you who grasps the resurrection of Jesus, and you hang your faith on the truth of who he is as the Son of Man and the Son of God, who came to set us free from the nonsense of the evil one and to give us eternal life. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow. We're going to talk about faith a little bit. I'll see you then.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus.